Rockstars, Coach Borino with you. I have another fun video for you. Every time you purchase one of my systems, you come on board, you get the Expired Plus or the Borino or the Real Estate Video Plus, any of these programs. What you're going to get with the package is not just a bunch of books that come in the mail and an online access to all the resources, downloads, and videos, but also an implementation session with me, where you and I get together and we chat, and I'll help you implement it, I'll help you put it together so you're up and running quickly. What you're going to watch is one of those sessions. Enjoy. See where you are in your business, where you want to be, what are the barriers, whatever you want to talk about, whatever questions you have for me, it's all good. We'll cover it all. Okay?
Okay.
Anything specific that you wanted to address, any specific questions you have for me?
Well, I kind of feel like I just started your system. So is there a specific way I should go about it, or just kind of go in the same order it's listed? We already did the expired one and watched the videos and all of that. So we started with that one.
Okay.
And we gave it a shot already and got one potential listing out of it.
Nice.
So hoping that it'll happen, but he's waiting to, I guess, check his credit and make sure he could actually move before he relists the property. But other than that, my husband's just very new in real estate, so he just started, and I've been licensed for 3 years now. Okay. Last year, my sales volume alone, I sold about 3.5, and that was by myself. And then this year, I don't see it moving as quickly as it was last year. I did lose an investor to his daughter, which is fine. But I don't know what I'm doing maybe different that isn't giving me the same results. And so I'm kind of like doing everything that I think is going to work, you know, to make it work. Because now we're both doing it full time. So. Gotcha.
Okay, cool. What's your goal for this year? If this was a good year, if this year turns out to be a really good year for you guys, where would you like to end up with in terms of how many transactions and how much money to you?
Our goal was 40 transactions this year.
40 transactions, and how much would that bring to you? About
40 transactions. Our average sale price in the market we're in is about $250, $260 per house. So
would that be 170 somewhere there, 180,000, something like that?
Yeah. Well, because the goal was to double what I'd done by myself.
Okay. So if you did 180,000, would that be good? Would you guys be happy with that?
I think so.
Yeah?
For starting, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, yeah, of course, then you want to. One day it's going to be $1 million.
Yes.
You know, $1 million bucks. Like Steve Martin says, how to become a millionaire. Do you know his strategy?
Steve Martin, you said?
Steve Martin, you know the comedian Steve Martin.
Oh, okay, yes.
First, you got to get $1 million.
Oh, yeah, right.
That's right.
I like that. So, but chances of you getting $1 million, not so. I mean, whatever, maybe.
Yeah.
But in real estate, it's possible. It's possible
Yeah.
because you're going to combine the commission income. Then maybe you invest, you flip properties. There's all kinds of ways you can do that. So,
yeah,
it's a good vehicle to get you there, if that's your goal.
Yeah.
Right. So 40 transactions, 180,000. So what do you feel from your perspective is the biggest barrier right now? Like if we could remove one thing out of the way, your chances of hitting that goal, pretty good.
Consistency.
Consistency. Tell me more about it.
So I start doing things like, you know, I just started the expired, and I've been hitting that, and I've got all these expireds I've researched. I've, you know, pretty much made them on my own and found comparables and everything before I even meet with anybody, just so I could be fully prepared, you know, for this conversation if it were to arise. And so I'll jump from that, and it's kind of like I'm like a squirrel. Like I'll see a for sale by owner, and I'm like, oh, for sale by owner, and then I get distracted to that. And I think staying consistent and focusing on one thing and let it give me results first before moving on to the next thing.
Yeah.
My biggest.
Now you have the entire Success Plus, right? Are you doing the path with me?
Yeah, I have it so far still.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
You might consider down the road jumping in, but okay. I'm not here to sell you on anything.
Oh, which is the path? The one that you're meeting in Washington?
No, that's the war room. That's a 2-day, 10 people in the room working for 2 days, which again, may be a good opportunity for you to get that very focused work with me. But let's go back to this first. So here's what I would recommend. your first and foremost focus, and that should be minimum 70% of your effort and time, should be spent on lead generation. And if you're not hitting your goal, if you're not close, if you feel like we're not on track there, this is the number one problem. There's not enough time, not enough effort, and not enough energy spent on lead generation. And by lead generation, I mean focusing on the high probability leads first, and we'll get to it in just a moment. But this is the biggest obstacle. This is 90% of the time, this is the problem in most cases. So what I would like you to do, evaluate the structure of your day. If you review your if I were to review your calendar for the last 7 days, would I see about 70% of activities to be lead generation activities?
No.
No. Let's fix that first.
Okay.
But before you can fix that, at least in my experience, and doing this for over 20 years, first decide why are you doing it in the first place? Because you know it's not about the money. The money is just a vehicle. The money is just a means.
Right.
The lifestyle you're building. I have found that if you get really clear, what is it that matters to you? Why does it matter? What kind of lifestyle are you building for you? Do you have any kids, you guys?
No, yeah, we got 4.
Oh, talk about quadruple motivation.
Yes.
You know? So I know that's a drive, but also don't forget to include you, because it's easy to just focus on the others, which is great.
Yeah.
That should be part of it, but also you. Treat you. Do something nice for you. You know, I treat myself sometimes. I have 2 kids and a lovely wife, and I like to provide a nice lifestyle for them. But I also fucking bought a brand new motorcycle for myself, because I gotta treat myself. I cannot leave myself out of the loop. Does it make sense?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So spend a little time maybe chatting between the two of you. What matters to you? What gets you excited? What matters to me? This is what excites me. And some things will overlap. Some things will be very different. Some will be like, get the fuck out of here. You like that? Really? I didn't know that. So it's a fun little kind of exploration. So that's step 1. Step 2, then, out of this, the 70% lead generation, what are you going to do? How are you going to get these suckers? So you're going to start with the high probability leads. And you're already doing a lot of that. See, the cool thing is, the stuff you're already doing, you're on the right track. We just need to fine tune it a little.
Right.
Yeah?
That's correct. Yes.
So what I would recommend is this. Let's talk about the expired approach first. Just follow the system.
Okay.
In the system, I don't teach you put a CMA together or spend a lot of time researching. I say, call first. Purpose of the call, have they relisted? That's step 1. It takes very little effort. What do you use as far as data source? Where do you get your expired from?
We have 2 systems, FMLS and Georgia MLS.
Okay.
And so I'll just go in there and I'll check off expireds, and I'll go back to 180 days and so forth. We have a lot.
Good enough, that's good enough. Later, you might consider adding a system that will do these for you and cross-reference those that have been relisted and all that stuff, like Espresso. I like Espresso.
What is it called?
It's called Espresso Agent.
Espresso Agent.
And it's a data aggregator. They have an expired package, FSBO package, where they just aggregate that for you. They compile it for you. They research some phone numbers, emails. It's not 100% accurate, obviously.
Okay.
But they will get you data enough to start listing expireds. Okay? We have a deal with them if you want to check it out. If you use the code Borino, we're affiliated with them.
Okay.
If you use the code Borino, they give you the first month for like $29. You can try it, see if you like it.
Oh, cool. Okay.
All right. So you're going to go after these. So call them first, text them, visit them, put them on a follow-up. Those are the basic core steps you need to follow to turn it. And this is the cool thing is that this will work with new and old expireds. It's the same thing.
Okay.
You don't need to change anything. Put the expired package together, get the resume together, you know, the little trifold brochure. Simple, easy.
Yeah, I got that ready.
Good. And just keep going. Just drop these off. The magic happens when you get a chance to talk to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's a text exchange, phone call, or a visit in person, all of that is good. That's where the connection happens. That's where the trust is built. Like with the seller you already met, same thing.
Right. Okay.
Just keep going. The trick to expireds is majority of your conversion will happen in a follow-up. That's the most important element. You want to make a good first impression, of course. You want to connect with the seller at the beginning, but just like with the lead you have, in order for you to actually convert it to a client will require follow-up.
Okay. So we just, for example, with him, we just sent him the written note, you know, saying it was really nice to meet you and so forth. And he probably got that yesterday, I'm guessing. Yep. So now what would be the next step? The last conversation we had in person was we'd follow up with him end of week.
What can you do to help him?
Well, he did ask that he wanted to speak to a lender, so I did add our lender's business card in there and put like a little PS. This is our lender's information, our preferred. If you feel
That's a
free.
passive approach. That's a passive approach.
Okay.
Because now you're waiting on him to actually, out of the 150 things he has to do during the day, to find the business card, take the time, and call. What are the chances of that actually happening?
None.
So should we have had our lender contact him then?
That is the active approach.
Oh, okay.
Because you want to help him move forward.
Right.
You want to take the initiative. You don't want to be pushy about it.
Right.
You want to be helpful. But what's more helpful? If the lender actually calls him and gives him the answers, runs the credit, helps him, or hoping that he's going to dig up the business card and make the call to somebody he doesn't know.
Okay.
As opposed to you calling your lender and says, hey, Jim, listen, I got this guy. Here's the situation. Here's the scenario. This is what I'd like you to do.
Okay.
The lender calls, hey, I got this number from Stephanie. You know what I'm saying? It's a very different dynamic.
Okay.
Always take active role, active. Always figure out, how can I help this client? What is the next step? Because if you take a very passive approach and hope he's going to call and hope he's going to get back to you and hope that the card you send him will be the magic trick, but I don't like taking chances if I can take an active role in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So always decide, what is the next step? What is the next active step we can take? Make sense?
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. And you can do that with many of the leads.
Okay.
Don't wait. Don't depend. Be on top of it. Because you know how it is. People are distracted. People are busy. They get on Facebook. They have job problems and health problems and marriage problems, all kinds of things that they have to deal with. This is just one of the things they deal with. And if they get distracted, they forget, they get busy, it's very easy to the whole thing just fall through the cracks. Then another agent comes in, takes an active role, and snags in front of your face. And you're like, what the fuck? What happened? I thought we had a nice connection. And, and you lose an opportunity to not just make money, but to help somebody.
That is true.
So don't drop the ball. The second thing you're going to need is a good CRM. What do you use now?
Lion's Desk.
Perfect. That's excellent. Now, with a lead like this guy, every 3 to 4 days, he needs to hear from you. Whether it's a quick text, whether it's an email, whether it's a little postcard, anything. Because at the end, it all is going to end up in the trash anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
But it'll keep it top of mind.
That's the secret.
Okay.
He sees your faces, he sees your names, you keep pinging him. And you do it in a non-obtrusive, non-douchey, non-pushy way.
Okay.
And it can be something super simple. Hey, a couple of new listings in the area. That's it. Curiosity. Interesting. Oh, cool.
Okay. Yeah. Perfect.
So follow up. Hot leads, I would follow up daily. I would just follow the shit out of them. Because I'd rather overdo it than lose a listing.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't do it just for money. Yes, I like to get paid and I like to live a nice lifestyle, clearly. But I also always believed, and maybe this is arrogant, I don't know, but I always believed that I was the best choice for that seller.
I believe that too.
Then it's my duty, it's my job to follow up so they have a chance to list with me.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I'd rather do it too much. And when they do complain about it, I simply tell them, well, you may be right. But it means two things. First, you can imagine how aggressive I will be marketing your house to make sure we're going to get a great price for it. That's
right.
One. And two, one of the complaints you guys had about your previous agents, you haven't heard from him. He kind of dropped the ball on you. I don't want to make the same mistake.
Right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, my whole thing is getting these listings. It's been my struggle for the past 3 years. Like most of the listings I get, it's because they're referral based, but it's always been harder for me to do it on my own terms. Buyers, I have that completely figured out, and they come left and right automatically already.
But they're also worth a dime a dozen. And the trouble with buyers is you're going to waste so much time and energy, no guarantees to get paid.
Tell me about it.
Yeah. And that you know what, that's kind of been one of our stumbling blocks is we get caught up in dealing with so many buyers and they're fickle.
Mm-hmm.
That you're being kind. They're assholes if you're really.
Yeah.
It's not because they're bad people, and I don't mean to bash anything,
but they're liars too.
It is a different mind. But why? They don't care about you. They don't care about the agent. What do they want?
Yeah.
They have unrealistic expectations, most of them.
What is it that they want? You need to get very clear. What is it that they want?
Yeah.
Do they want a relationship with you? Do they want to invite you to dinner? Do they want to hang out with you?
Right.
You're nice people, but they don't give a shit. They don't care. What is it that they want?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They want a house.
Right.
And whichever way they can get that house, whoever's going to help them get it, that's what they're going to do.
I told you that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we just had one that ran off, and I found out through his cousin that he was signing on his house like yesterday, and I'm like, well, I did everything I could to help him. You know, how did he run off on me? And he's like, well, the other person was quicker to find him the loan he needed. I'm like,
what did he want? To buy a house, to get the financing, close it, move in.
yeah, that's true.
And yes, you have the agency and then buyer agreements worth.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I think about it too.
Switch your business model. Because, well, there are some exceptions, but what I would like you to do is find a good agent who is good with buyers.
Mm-hmm.
All these buyers you're going to be generating through having good listings, you're going to refer out for a referral fee.
Okay.
Because this way, if they don't buy or buy through somebody else, you haven't lost a minute of your time.
Okay.
The most precious, most important commodity you have is your time. There's nothing more important. You can make more money, you can get more deals, you can get more clients. All that is replenishable. Your time is not.
That's true.
Right.
And as you guys know, we don't know how long we have here. Nobody knows.
That's true.
So you don't have the luxury to waste time and drive around on the weekends showing properties without any guarantee to get paid. See, I want you to be such a confident, high-status rock star agent. Then you know that if you sit down with the seller, you have an 80% chance of getting that listing or better. And you can reach that with some practice and following the system and implementing the presentation plus. You can get to that level. Okay. I sure was at that level. I knew I had an 80% chance of locking in the listing once I sit down with the seller. You have no such guarantee with the buyer. You can drive them around for months.
Yep.
Right?
True.
Yep.
Refer them out. There are only 4 exceptions. Only 4 types of buyers I want you to work with if they're realistic, motivated, and qualified.
Mm-hmm.
Your sellers who are moving up. They're buying another property where you can help them. People who want to buy your listing. You can double end.
Mm-hmm.
Direct referrals. Somebody who says, you know, this is my cousin. They want to buy a house. Please help them. And your past clients.
Okay.
That's it. Everybody else gets referred. You collect a referral fee. Because the cool thing is, if they do buy, you still make some money for 0 effort, 0 time invested. And if they don't buy, no time wasted. It's a win-win. You can't lose with that model.
Okay.
So do that. This will free up your mental energy, your focus, and your time. Listings, 100% listings. Buyers will come.
Okay.
Okay? So now, going back to your lead generation, you're going to split forces. You're a double team now, which is double the power.
Yeah.
So don't be redundant. Split forces.
Okay.
And you can either do it, you do expireds, I do FSBOs. Or you're good on the phone, you're good in person. You have to play off your strengths and weaknesses. We all have them.
Okay.
Okay? So instead of being jack of all trades, you master a few things. Okay? Makes sense?
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, we've kind of been doing it all together. So it makes
now the cool thing is the advantage you have is you can motivate each other, support each other, hold each other accountable, role play with each other, practice together. That's phenomenal. I think you have a great opportunity to make a lot of money and have a good, profitable business.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So now going back to the lead generation, I want you to set up 4 funnels. Okay. You already have the expired plus, just fine tune it. Don't waste too much time analyzing, researching. Fuck that. Don't do that. You're wasting time.
Okay.
Go through the list and call. Text if you can. Go visit them if you can. Drop off the package if you can. Have a conversation if you can.
Okay.
Follow up. Just pow, 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 pow. Keep knocking them out.
So wait till I actually have the appointment to do the research.
You don't do the research until you have a bona fide listing appointment confirmed, scheduled, ready to go.
Okay.
Now, it's good to know what's going on in the neighborhood. It's good to preview property. Of course, you want to be an expert. Absolutely. And if you feel like there's a gap, yes, catch up. Make sure you know what you're talking about. But those are 2 different things.
Okay.
It's one thing to know what the neighborhood is going for, what the homes are listed for, what they're selling for. That's part of your expertise. Mm-hmm. But it's not necessary to do a CMA. Now, I do encourage you, put in a package a market snapshot. But that's not a CMA. That's simply a big list of properties listed, pending, and sold.
Okay.
Okay?
Gotcha.
So you're going to set up 4 funnels. The first one will be new and old expireds. Work it daily. Go after it because, as you already know, some of them will go back on the market.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So through follow-up, you're going to weed out those that don't want to go back on the market or list with somebody else. That's always a bummer, but it's going to happen.
Okay.
So that's your first funnel. Second funnel will be FSBOs. If you have them working. You know that interview I did with FSBO not that long ago. 70% ended up listing with an agent. So out of 10 FSBOs in your neighborhood, statistically, 7 will end up with an agent.
Okay.
Great opportunity. The approach and the system is different. That's why you have 2 different programs, because the psychology is different. Now, some expireds may turn into a FSBO. You treat those as a FSBO.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Yep.
Same thing. Visit them, talk to them, ask questions, build connection, build relationship. It's the fastest way to convert them.
Okay.
Okay. Third one is your referrals. Turn it into a system. Now, once you join me on the path, you will get actually another system.
Okay.
Where you don't go Amway on your people. You don't annoy people. So that's going to be part of it. But for now, it's just a matter of nurturing the relationships, being in touch, talking to people, invite them to a barbecue, go to a birthday party. It's the interactions.
So what are your thoughts about doing like customer appreciation parties with a lender that's willing to bring like a trailer with stuff?
Terrific idea. And invite your neighbors, invite your friends, your past clients, your current clients, everybody. I think it's a great idea.
Okay.
I think it works really well. I know several agents who do this very successfully. It doesn't need to be lavish or expensive or elaborate or any of that.
Right.
Like I had one guy, Mike, he's in my area. I actually get invited to the party, which is a lot of fun. He's got 150, 200 people show up. He's got caterers, but simple, you know, just a barbecue, nothing fancy, few beers. He has a couple of guys playing like music, and it's fun. But the goal is to interact, to laugh, to take pictures, to talk to people.
Right.
Perfect.
And the cat is doing well. So yeah, it's a good idea. You can do that for summer. You can do it for Christmas, Thanksgiving. There are tons of opportunities to do this. I think it's a great idea.
Okay.
Right? So that's your third. And the fourth one, whatever you feel would be time well spent. And it could be something like one good open house every weekend. Open house can be a great source of listings.
Mm-hmm.
Because statistically, about 50% of the people move within 20 miles of where they live now.
Mm-hmm.
So if you do a good open house, there's a good chance that some of the people who are coming in need to sell their house first.
Okay.
Okay. So that could be an open house. That could be Facebook advertising, or it can be a combination. You run Facebook ads to drive traffic to your open house. You can combine those.
Okay.
But if you have these 4 funnels, that should feed plenty of leads. You don't want to spread too thin, like you have 15 things doing, and they're all like okay, but not great.
Mm-hmm.
I would rather you master these 4 and become really good at it, which is not that hard.
Okay.
Because the trick here is repetition, consistency, and good communication. It doesn't require like slick, glossy postcards. I mean, if you have them, great. It doesn't require these elaborate systems, online systems that cost you hundreds and hundreds of dollars that generate leads. You can add those later once you have the funds for it.
Mm-hmm.
But to get to this first, that's the answer.
Okay.
Does it make sense?
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely.
Cool.
It cleared up my cloud.
Yeah. And then what you need to do so you don't feel overwhelmed is start breaking it up into small steps.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you really analyze, well, what is the process of expireds, for example? You break that up. Well, first I got to get the data. Well, how do I do that? Step 1, step 2, step 3. What's the next step? Then I call them. What's the next step? I get the package together. What's the next step? I visit them. How do I map it out? How do I drive it? Everything can be broken down into very simple steps.
Okay.
Yeah. Same with FSBOs, same with referrals, same with open house. It's all just a sequence of steps. It's all just systematic approach where you don't go for perfect. You simply improve until you're getting the leads and getting the results. Because what you work backwards is, you know, the formula I always teach you. 40 closed deals equals 40 listings taken. That equals about what? 80 appointments, listing appointments in your case, would you say? Double that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so 80 appointments. And that equals how many leads? Now you probably don't know that. Start tracking it.
Okay.
Right.
You know, the baseline, I would say it's probably about 800 leads.
Okay.
So if you divide that, and that's your whole plan. 800, watch this. 800 divided 12, my amazing calculator skills, bam! So that's 66 leads a month, give or take. And if you work 25 days on an average month, that's between 2 and 3 leads a day, 2.6 a day. Between the 2 of you, that should not be a big problem.
No.
No.
You know? And that's all it takes. You just feed these leads into your follow-up. You keep in touch with everybody. Some of them you will convert into appointments, and some of the appointments you convert into listings. That's your 40 closings.
Okay.
That's the whole secret. Magic.
I think that's part of our problem is business clutter. We get too caught up in the analytics and trying to do 20 things at once, and you're trying to spread yourself across 20 things So you're never really truly concentrated on step one.
Totally understandable. I'm the same. I'm in the same boat. I don't have a big company and I have few employees. We're not a big company. And I totally understand. So let me give you a few things that will help you. Number one, hire an assistant. Because a lot of the stuff that you're doing now is not generating leads, appointments, and listings. It's the admin stuff.
Yeah.
It's easy stuff. Stuff that still needs to be done. It's just not by the two of you.
Right.
Not a good investment of your time. Remember, the time is the most valuable, most important asset you have. So you can't squander it. So hire somebody. Pay them. What is the going rate for an admin help in your area? What would you say? $12 an hour?
Probably.
Right about.
Maybe 10 to 12.
Let's say it's 12. So do the math. And let's say he or she comes in for 2 hours a day to start with, just to kind of unclutter the stuff and take the burden off. So that's 2 hours. So that's $24 a day times 5 is $120 a week. So for $120 a week, you now have 2 extra hours a day to focus on generating leads, going on appointments, following up, getting listings.
Yeah.
That's a good investment. Because those 10 extra hours will get you way more than $120 in return.
Of course.
Right.
And now you have somebody where you can hand off, go put this lockbox on, go make these copies, go get these keys done, deliver this to the seller, doing all these errands that now you're doing that will not get you more business.
Right.
That's true.
Yeah? So that's step one, hire somebody immediately. There are plenty of people who need a little part-time gig just to make some money. They don't need to be licensed. They don't need to have a college degree. None of that matters. They need to follow directions, be diligent and trustworthy. That's it. So you're hiring on personality. Somebody who's nice, somebody you trust. That's it.
Okay.
Whether they type 60 words a minute or 100 words a minute, doesn't matter.
Okay.
Okay? So hire on personality. Not somebody who wants to be an agent or is a failed agent. I don't want those. There are plenty of those out there.
Yeah.
So, I have my kids help me. I have a 13-year-old, an 11-year-old. Very often when we have a project where we need their help, they love to make a little extra money. One of my best assistants was 69 when she came on board.
Wow.
And first I was like, ooh, I hope she doesn't fall over on the keyboard one day. You don't know. It can be a stressful job.
Yeah.
But she stayed with me for over 4 years, became a very successful agent later. She was awesome. People loved her. They loved her because she was patient, kind, I'm more like, let's get this shit done. So be resourceful. There are plenty of people around you who could use a little extra money, but don't have the college or qualification or don't want to commit to a full-time job.
Right.
It could be a stay-at-home mom. People like that, there are plenty around you. So get somebody to help you. The second thing I want you to do is plan everything. Get in a habit of totally planning everything out. I have a rule here in my company. If it's not on a calendar, it's not going to get done.
Okay.
And it's more to discipline myself as opposed to letting my staff know what's going on. I mean, they check the calendar. They, of course, have to put things in there. But it to help me block. Because I know that if I don't have a block 2 hours for something, I'm going to spend half a day fucking around with it.
That's true.
It's going to expand. You know what I mean? So be very diligent about totally planning your day out completely. Because it will also help you go and review the week. So let's say on Saturday you close shop and you go, all right, let's see the results we got. We got this many leads. We've done this and this and this. This is working. This is not working. We need to fix this. We need to fix that. Here's where we are. So it's going to be like a review, like a roadmap review you should do weekly. Because then as you plan your next week, you can adjust.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And it will also hold you accountable.
Right.
Yeah?
Okay.
So no more playing Tetris. Or not Tetris, what is it? Solitaire. All right, guys. Is that all making sense?
Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely.
This is really how you remove the overwhelm and the stress and the confusion and feeling like it's just too much. It's not too much.
Yeah.
If you start breaking it down, it's not too much. And the last thing I'm going to give you, and there's an entire chapter I devote in the path about it, is called the 3 MPT strategy. And what that simply means is every day pick 3 things that you will absolutely, unconditionally, no exceptions, going to get done no matter what. And the MPT stands for most productive things or most profitable tasks. So you're going to decide day before So here we are today on Thursday. So for Friday, as you're planning your day, you're going to tell each other, here are my 3 MPTs that I will absolutely commit to getting done. Now, those need to be something that either gets leads, appointments, or listings.
Okay.
You're going to pick 3. Now, here's the thing. They need to be very binary. That means
very what?
Binary.
Okay.
That means either yes or no, done or not done. No ambiguity. So something like, I'm going to call a few expired listings. That wouldn't work. But if you say, I'm going to speak with 2 expireds tomorrow, whether on the phone or in person, that's a binary MPT. Because you can clearly say, done, not done.
Right.
And it's also MPT because talking to expired listings clearly leads to, in many cases, listings. So it's a productive thing to do.
Okay.
You have to pick 3 for every day. They have to be specific. Now, they have to be attainable. So be realistic, but it's okay to stretch yourself, to push yourself.
Okay.
To get out of your comfort zone. Because if you keep getting stuck in your comfort zone, you're going to get stuck in an income zone.
Right.
One stretches with the other.
Okay.
Right.
You know, I'm reading a great book where it's like a self-improvement book. And he says, the road to power and wealth is through the valley of pain.
That's true.
There always will be some discomfort, a little bit of stress, some tension, some things that the average civilians are not willing to pay the price of where you guys are, because that's how you build a business.
Right.
You know, whether it's rejection or stress or deals falling apart, disappointment, setbacks, it's just part of life.
Yeah.
And you being able to plow through it will determine how fast and how far you're going to get. All right. Helpful?
I think so. Yes. Definitely.
Good. Any questions?
None yet.
No?
I think we got everything. We've been taking notes.
Good. That's good. That's good. I'm a big believer in writing shit. That's why I write these down, you know.
Yeah.
It helps.
Yeah.
That's why I like to do it visually, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm a visual learner too.
I think it helps when you kind of see the big picture.
That's true.
You know? So, good. So you know what to do. You're on track. Down the road, and because you have the Success Plus, you get a discount. Check out the path. Where the systems you already have, we work in detail, and there are other things that we do. But it's like an ongoing program. I want to help a group of agents to reach 1 listing a week level of production.
Yeah.
50 listings in 50 weeks. That's our goal.
Well, I'm definitely excited about all of this because I have 2 local agents that have used your system, and they're both doing amazing.
Really good.
Yeah. Bob Menzies.
Success story.
Bob Menzies, he's actually out of our office.
Oh, really, Bob? Yeah, of course.
Yeah. He's out of our office, and he's one of the top producers in there and part of the ALC and everything. And the other guy, he's in Atlanta, George Paul. He's also in the system. So both of them were like, yeah, it's worth it. Do it.
That's awesome. Well, Bob and George, thank you so much for the endorsement, and kudos for doing so well. That really makes me so happy. Yes, I like to get paid, of course. I run a business and feed a family like everybody else. But I'll be honest with you, to hear stories like that, it just makes me so happy. It's such a fulfilling satisfaction I get out of you guys succeeding. Here's why. And again, it's not just about the money. I want you to have the lifestyle and the money, no doubt about it. But to do something so well where you get praised as an agent, you get thank yous from your clients, you feel that you really did a good job for them. Priceless. That feeling is so, even when I was an active agent, I tell you, no amount of commission checks could pay for that.
Right.
Where you go home and you fall asleep knowing I did well today. That's awesome. And you're on your way.
I do have one last question.
Yes, ma'am.
Which dial system would you recommend is the best one to be able to get on the phone and actually make these phone calls and have that accurate information? The one that you told us earlier? Or is there
I would check out Espresso. They have a single line dialer you can use. It's pretty good. It's good enough to get you going, and I have some agents doing pretty well with it. Not everybody, but it doesn't come down to systems as much as being consistent. Like you said at the beginning, consistency, staying with it. So Espresso has a dialer. Now, if you want to crank it up, go with Mojo.
Okay.
That is like the Ferrari.
And Espresso, so that I understand, that is where we will get our numbers to make these contacts.
Yeah.
Okay.
They will get you, now, of course, not for everybody, obviously. And what's interesting is it varies from area to area. I think a lot of it has to do how clean the data in the MLS is in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, they will attempt to get you landlines, cell numbers, emails, and sometimes even connections. That means, let's say it's a daughter, mother, for example. So if they can find a connection, they sometimes have that.
Oh,
Okay.
cool. Okay.
So it's a good system. Yeah. Yeah, that's why I'm affiliated with it, not because they send me these huge checks. You know, we do get paid if people sign up, but I just like this. There are others, but this, when you combine the data, the interface, and how much you pay for it, I think Espresso is by far the best choice.
Okay.
That's my recommendation. Give it a try. I mean, you have nothing to lose. Just sign up for a month, see how you like it.
Right.
Right.
Give it a
the code is Borino, I think, B-O-R-I-N-O.
Yeah.
If you type it in, they'll give you that discount. So.
Okay.
All right, so give that a shot. Check out Path. I'll send you a link to it. It's goborino.com. Check it out. It's all explained, what you get, how it works. You know, it's a good program because it gives us a chance to work like this. We had a session yesterday where I brought people on and they asked questions, and we, depending on where they are in the path, we were addressing different problems and
Okay.
contracts. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But you can do this on your own. You, especially the two of you. That's such a cool dynamic, you know. I have that to an extent with Hannah, with my wife, who runs a successful staging business.
I know. I see her videos.
Yeah, she's awesome. So we're gonna do a course together for you guys, how to do staging. So that I'm excited about that.
Fun. Okay.
Anything else?
I don't think so. I think this is pretty much, you know, the little roadmap and maybe a piece to our puzzle we were missing to kind of actually figure it out. Being that I'm only 3 years into this, you know, I'm still new, and then he jumped on board just this year. So it's kind of like I'm trying to help him, but I don't even know what I'm doing myself yet, you know? So this kind of laid it out and put it together on where we should be and expectations and things like that.
Make this your mantra. And this will, again, strip away the noise and the confusion and the overwhelm. Leads, appointments, listings. That's your entire focus. That should be majority of what you think about, what you focus on, what you work on, what you invest money into, time into, energy into, effort. Leads, appointments, listings. Leads, appointments, listings. So as you're evaluating, I'm about to do something. I'm about to invest my time or my energy into this. Will this get me leads? Will this get me listings? Will this get me appointments? And the answer is no, stop. Figure out another way. You can hand it off to an affiliate. You know, you have mortgage, you have title, you have insurance, you have handyman. There's a whole bunch of people around you who you contribute business to. So instead of looking kickbacks, look for ways for them to help you. I'll give you an example. I used to do a lot of open houses. Some of my business would come from them. I like doing them, but it was pain in the ass to put 15 signs out there. Took a lot of time, a lot of driving. I didn't want to do it. So I worked out the deal with my termite company. They already had a big truck. They were not that busy on the weekend. So I would have a couple of guys, I would print a little map, give them a little dots. I said, I want to sign here, 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 here. Boom, done. They would put them out, pick them up.
Nice.
Job done. So if you start being creative and if you start looking for all the resources around you, there's a lot of help you can get where the work still gets done, the job gets done, but you can focus on leads, appointments, and listings.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah, definitely.
Groovy. All right, you guys. Pleasure chatting with you both. This was nice.
Here.
Thank you. It was nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Here. Nice talking with you, Will. Good luck. You're gonna
Next time we talk, we should have a lot going on.
Keep me posted. If you have questions, if you need help, just do reach out. I'm not going anywhere.
Okay.
So I want to make sure one day we're going to do an interview with you. Just remember that coaching session? Man, where are we today? That's my new Lamborghini.
That'll be nice. We can refer back to this video.
There, that's right. We're going to show a little clip from this.
Yeah.